4, 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon and welcome to today's public hearing. It is Thursday, October 13th. We are back here on DN 2025-172E, Duke Energy Carolinas LLC, request for an increase in electric rates, adjustments in electric rate schedules and tariffs, and request for an accounting order. This will be our last public hearing. We have now had, I think, 5 before this. And Mr. Bachman, do we have witnesses?
It's Ms. Boyd this afternoon, Mr.
Okay.
Chairman. So we have some potential public witnesses. We just need to call them.
Well, let me go ahead and then give the instructions. But first, for the record, all commissioners are here in the present in the hearing room, and we will now take appearances from the parties that are here today.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. On behalf of Duke Energy Carolinas, I'm Sam Wellborn.
Thank you, Mr. Wellborn. DCA.
Good afternoon, Chair Powers, members of the Commission. I'm Jake Edwards on behalf of the Department of Consumer Affairs.
All right, sir. And the Department of the Office of Regulatory Staff.
Good afternoon, Chair Powers, Vice Chair Williams, and members of the Commission. Donna Rainey on behalf of ORS.
All right. Is anyone online as far as the clean energy
Potential
users?
Oh, online? I don't think so, Mr. Chair.
All right.
No, sir.
All right. If I could, and certainly will allow the parties to make any comments they like if necessary, but I want to start with the instructions for this public hearing. This proceeding today is, as stated, is about Duke Energy Carolinas' request for a change in electric rates, adjustment of electric rate schedules and tariffs, and request for accounting order. If you are signed up to speak, you're testifying as a witness about facts known to you related to Duke Energy Carolinas' application. You will be placed under oath. That means you are telling everyone that what you're going to say is the truth known to you. Your statements must be under oath in order to be evidence in this case and considered by commissioners. After you speak, please stay on the line because there may be questions by commissioners or by the parties. When you do speak, give us your name, the name of the street you live on, the town you reside. You do not need to give a house number or any personal information. The transcript of this hearing will be published and placed in the record as required by law so that anyone can read it. If you will, please confirm while giving your statement as to whether you are a customer of Duke Energy Carolinas LLC. For example, my name is Jane Smith. I'm a customer of Duke Energy Carolinas LLC. I live on Main Street in the city of Anderson. Then you may proceed with whatever you want to tell the commission through your testimony. Please speak clearly so that everyone here can hear you, particularly and including the court reporter. After you're done speaking, as I said, please remain for any clarifying questions that we may have. We have a timer and we'll indicate when your 3 minutes are up. The hearing in this matter, as scheduled, testimony will begin on Monday, and this will be, as I say, the last public hearing. In the hearing itself, there will be testimony from the parties that are involved, from technical witnesses and other experts. You can watch the hearing on Monday through the Commission's website at www.psc.sc.gov. From there, you click on the live stream tab, and it will take you to any hearing that we may have, particularly this one. Last and importantly, I have mentioned if you're signed up to speak, you are a witness testifying this matter. I must let you know that the 7 commissioners before you are what's called a quasi-judicial body in South Carolina. We sit as judges. We are subject to rules of judicial conduct and the laws passed by our General Assembly. And just like if you were testifying at the county courthouse or serving as a juror, you cannot ask questions of the judges and expect an answer. The same applies here. This is your opportunity to be heard and tell us what you want us to know about the case involving Duke Energy Carolinas and their request for rates. If you have any other information such as evidence, it would have to be presented to the clerk's office and made a part of our files. Representatives, if you have any issues, you certainly can call either the company, you can call Office of Regulatory Staff, Department of Consumer Affairs, and they are all available to help you with any problems you may have. Ms. Boyd, would you please proceed?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, Ms. Klingenberg.
Yes, I'm here. I did have trouble hearing what was stated, so I'm not, I think y'all want my name, and I'm Jacqueline Klingenberg.
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Klingenberg, thank you for providing your name. Would you please affirm that the testimony you're about to give represents the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. You've already stated your name. Would you provide, please, your street name and town, but not your street number?
Clifton's Landing.
Are you a Duke Energy Carolinas customer?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Klingenberg. You may begin your testimony, for which you will have 3 minutes. Please remain on the phone after you finish providing your testimony, as the commissioners or parties may have questions for you. You may begin your testimony now.
Thank you. I am opposed to this rate increase. The commissioners already gave them a rate increase when they requested it last year. That we saw that go into place, and a part of that is also going to go into place in August of next year. Duke Energy, as we all know, is a monopoly, and this model is the typical way government has regulated utilities, so there's no competition. This happens, and they allow monopolies because the fixed costs for the initial startup are exceptionally large, but the cost to produce do decline over time. And Duke Energy's, had lots of time that it's been in place, and they should be looking for ways to cut consumer costs. And the commissioners should demand they look for more efficiencies and ways to lower our cost. Duke continues to run under a cost-plus basis with no incentive to implement innovation to lower costs. Because Duke is under a regulated utility model, there's the loophole, which most customers don't realize. If Duke is spending more on capital expenses, like the $388 million for the electric plant, combustion turbines, upgraded equipment, etc., they do want to spend more so that the return on equity, which is the profit component to the shareholder, is larger. In essence, if they double their capital base, they double their profits. Bottom line, capital spending leads to higher profits because of the allowed return on equity is applied to the increased rate base. Again, they were already given increases, and I really am surprised that they're back asking for more. Maybe the regulated profit that the commissioner or the Public Service Commission is allowing them should be lowered, and there needs to be more ways to look to lower the consumer cost, because this feels like it's a little bit of a facade where the commissioners, like last year, were like, oh, we're not going to give them the 20% they're asking for, but you gave them 13%. Well, now they're back 1 year later and they're asking again, and it'll take it over the 20% if you approve this. So I'm urging you to please tell them this is not going to happen this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Klingenberg. If you would stay on the line in case there are any questions. Any questions from the company?
No questions, Mr. Chair.
Any questions from the Department of Consumer Affairs?
Thank you, Ms. Klingenberg. This is Jake Edwards with DCA. I have just one question for you. How did you find out about today's public hearing?
It took a lot of research, which is another complaint. I actually ended up calling the office and asked how I could testify, because I realized that the county meetings had already occurred. This came on us pretty quickly. And those of us in Anderson County were already battling against the county wanting to do a 1% sales tax increase. So this was not really good timing for those of us in Anderson County, but I did find out about it through doing my own research.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
ORS, any questions?
No questions.
Any commissioner questions? Hearing none. Thank you, Ms. Klingenberg. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to speak out. I do know that others are sometimes intimidated or fearful of speaking out. So I do represent those. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Boyd?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. Our next public witness is Mr. Robert Yacomachi. Mr. Yacomachi, can you hear me?
I can. Yeah, you're kind of not very loud, but I can hear you.
Okay, good afternoon. If you would, please affirm that the testimony you're about to give represents the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Would you please state your name for the record?
Yes, Robert Yacomachi, Iacomacci.
And what is your street name and town, but not your street number?
Burt's Street. That's B as in boy, URTS, and Pelzer.
Okay, and are you a Duke Energy Carolinas customer?
Am I a Duke Power customer? Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Yacomachi, you may begin your testimony, for which you will have 3 minutes. If you would, after you testify, please remain on the phone, just in case commissioners or parties have questions for you.
Okay, that'll be fine. How many people are present where I'm speaking?
Mr. Chair, Mr. Yacomachi asked how many people are present in the hearing room.
Present in the hearing room is the attorney for the company, Department of Consumer Affairs, the Office of Regulatory Staff, and all 7 commissioners, as well as the court reporter and some of our staff. Also present is 2 representatives from the company itself, employees.
Representative Duke? Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Yacomachi, are you ready to proceed with your testimony?
Yes. What I wanted, a couple of things I wanted to mention, and that was about a month ago. I wish I had the date. I had to call Duke Power with regard to inquiring if I could receive a credit because my hot water heater was running. The water was leaking and it was making hot water, electric hot water. And I wondered if it was possible to get, a credit for that, kind of like the water company does. And I was on hold, and I can give proof of this. I was on hold for 2 hours and 5 minutes. And then when I finally got to a representative of the company, I was told that, unfortunately, Duke doesn't really do that, but she could do further inquiry. However, the computer system that handles these kinds of things, was down. And I simply said, and fortunately, I was in a position where I could wait that time. I was at work and I was doing other things, and the music was playing. But at any rate, she said that I could call back, and I haven't not yet done that. But the problem I had is, and I mentioned to her, is that Duke Power should have said, hey, you're going to be on hold for 2 hours if you want to wait or call back or go online or whatever, and that option wasn't given. So I thought that was kind of unacceptable. But also, the price of fuel has gone down. A lot of costs have gone down, and I know Duke does a great job. I'm not going to say they don't. But I feel at this time that a rate increase is unwarranted. And also the fact that I hear on different radio stations all kinds of advertising, and it says paid for by Duke Power shareholders, I believe. Who are the shareholders? I mean, aren't they the customers that are paying for that advertisement? I mean, it's a wonderful ad that I'm sure they paid a lot of money to, have put together. So I just think that this one time we ought to negate having a rate increase for the people of the state. The other thing is, I don't know why enough people don't testify at these things. I didn't even know about it. Just by accident I found out about it. That's really all I have to say right now.
All right, thank you, Mr. Lacamachi. If you'll stay online, see if there's any questions from the parties.
Okay.
Any question from Duke?
Mr. Chair, I don't have any
It's hard to
questions.
hear you.
Can you hear me, Mr. Yakamachi?
It's just very low. But
Okay.
I can hear you.
I'll try to speak up. Mr. Chair, I was just
Thank you.
going to remark that we do have our team members available virtually, and we'll try to get in touch with Mr. Yakamaki to resolve that hot water heater issue. So, Mr. Yakamaki, I don't necessarily have a question for you, but just be on the lookout for contact from the company.
From Duke Power? Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Office, Department of Consumer Affairs.
Thank you. Mr. Yakamaki, you mentioned you found out on accident. Could you elaborate more? Where did you find out about this public hearing?
I found out about it on the I Live in Pelzer Facebook page, and someone had posted some kind of a notice about it, and that's how I found out about it, with the phone number. And I called immediately that day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
How is it generally promulgated? How do we find, because I don't know.
All right, any questions from the Office of Regulatory Staff?
What's that?
Good afternoon. My name is Donna Rainey. I'm an attorney on behalf of Office of Regulatory Staff. I don't necessarily have a question for you tonight. However, I did want to provide you the telephone number to our Consumer Services Department. You can follow up with them. They're listening tonight, but you can follow up with them with any questions. Are you prepared to take this number?
It's hard to hear, but I'll just, if you do it slowly, yes, I am prepared.
Okay, thank you. 1-800
Okay.
922
Mm-hmm.
1531.
I'll repeat that. 1-800-922-1531.
Correct. Thank you for participating tonight.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Any commissioner questions? Hearing none, thank you, Mr. Akamachi, and have a good evening.
You as well. I appreciate it.
Mr. Chair, our next public witness is Ms. Dunlap. Ms. Dunlap, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Great. Good afternoon. If you would, please affirm that the testimony you're about to give represents the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Dunlap, would you please tell the commission your name?
My name is Jonica Dunlap, and I'm from Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Would you provide your street name, please?
Yes, Alexander Avenue, Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Are you a Duke Energy Carolinas customer?
Yes.
You may begin your testimony, for which you will have 3 minutes. Please remain on the phone after you finish your testimony so that if the commissioners or parties have questions, they may ask you those questions. You may begin your testimony now.
Yes. My question is that in the Spartanburg County area, there will be a new data center in that area. And as a resident and also a paying customer, I would like to know, how is the data center going to affect the residents of Spartanburg and Spartanburg County due to water and energy bills? Will there be a significant change in the use of water, and will that water rate increase? And also, as part of the working class, I would also like to know how much effect, when you bring in a data center, how much energy will be used? And if so, are you planning to go around the state, the cities, to explain to the residents the changes they will see or may see when a huge data center comes into their environment? So that's my concern. My concern is I want to know how effective you're going to go and speak to residents and ask them or explain to them what changes they will see when a data center comes into a community of working people. And if that's the case, are you able to explain the increase of power bills and water bills and how it will affect the local community. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Dunlap. I must tell you that we sit as judges, and as far as the commissioners, we cannot answer your questions. We can ask questions, but cannot answer them. We're under a code of judicial conduct that we talked about earlier. But there may be some questions from some of the parties, so if you'll just stay right there. Any questions from Duke?
No, Mr. Chair.
Question from the Department of Consumer Affairs, Mr. Edwards.
Yes, Ms. Dunlap, I have one question for you. How did you find out about today's public hearing?
One of the things I found out was the increase of data centers coming into locations, especially here in the South. And so one of the things I did a paper trail of finding out, what is taking place with Duke Power. And I found the information on Duke's website.
Thank you very much.
ORS.
No questions from ORS.
Thank you. Any commissioner questions? Hearing none, thank you very much, Ms. Dunlap. I hope you have a nice evening and can get the answers to your questions.
Thank you. I hope to hear from you soon.
Any further witnesses?
No, sir, Mr. Chairman.
All right. Thank you very much, Ms. Boyd, and thank all of you for appearing this afternoon. We will be in recess until we begin the hearing on Monday morning at 9:30.
Chair Powers, before
Yes.
you close, I just want to make sure that the sign-in sheet that I moved into the record, that covers the morning and afternoon session. Is that correct? Or
Okay,
do I
well, we will call if necessary, we will make the afternoon sheet exhibit number 8.
Okay, thank you.
We'll get that straight.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Thank you very much. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you all on Monday.